Hello there. Halal Integrated Platform, or HIP, powered by Halal Development Corporation, is a networking platform that connects to global halal ecosystem, equipping your business with a competitive edge. As a HIP member, you can engage internal HDC stakeholders and external strategic partners within the halal industry. So, what do you get as a HIP member? Here you go. You get financial facility, market access, human capital development, business capability development, and halal industry support and facilitation. How does industry players can utilize HIP? As a buyer, you can search halal products through our HIP database. As a service provider or financial institution, you can engage with halal industry players. For government agencies, you can offer initiatives and programs. Hey, venture capitalists and investors can also seek for unlisted company to invest. For halal professionals, you can access our database for halal ingredient sourcing. Finally, manufacturers and sellers, join us to promote your products and get connected to global supply chain. What are you waiting for? Join us for free as HIP member. Enjoy opportunities and exclusive access and increase visibility in halal industry. Let's go!
Malaysia's digital journey began more than 2 decades ago when MSC Malaysia was set up to transform the country into a knowledge-based economy. Since then, MSC Malaysia has contributed immensely towards the growth of the nation's digital economy. Our next step is to take the digital transformation from the corridor to the world. Introducing Malaysia Digital, a strategic initiative which will empower the rakyat, businesses and foreign investments. Malaysia Digital will also elevate the participation of Malaysians and local businesses in revolutionizing the world's digital economy. Malaysia Digital opens doors for Malaysians by providing equitable access to digital tools, knowledge and income opportunities. It offers new business opportunities and growth through a supportive digital ecosystem. It also provides flexible and agile investment facilitation to make the country investment friendly. The goal is to drive the digital ecosystem and develop the digital economy to a stage where it contributes at least 25.5% of our GDP and creates 500,000 jobs by 2025.
Malaysia Digital will galvanize public-private partnerships to accelerate the growth of our digital economy and drive positive transformation that ultimately benefit the rakyat, businesses, investors, and also the whole nation.
Establishing Malaysia into a digital nation, one with more adept, stronger and resilient economy, society, and governance. Stepping into tomorrow's digital future today.
Can you see the light? Can you see it shining bright? Noor, Noor. Can you see the light?
Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I'm Syilda Ismail and welcome to our 6th episode of HIP Live Tech and Tech Talk Show. Well, it's a campaign series for aspiring techpreneurs and founders who will be sharing their journey in helping users in the name of Rakyat and Ummah as a whole. All right, this collaboration between HDC and MDEC, and of course HIP and Islamic digital economy, is to showcase Malaysia as a global hub, maturing Islamic finance and halal ecosystem backed by strong talent and Sharia experts. Hence, we need to give a shout out and awareness to our inspiring founders and those who have been very, very instrumental in this IDE and halal industry. Okay, so for the next few episodes throughout this year, I shall be co-hosting with Ruslena Ramli, Director, Islamic Digital Economy and FinTech of MDEC. Lena, Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Hello, Syilda. So
Hi, how's your puasa?
good. Going into half mark of the bulan Ramadan already, right? And
Alhamdulillah.
looking forward to it. So we are super excited to have one of our rising stars on the show today, and I'll pass it back to Syilda to bring him in.
Okay. Well, Lina, do you know that we have so many Islamic apps available in the market, right? It can be challenging to stand out in terms of to sustain in the long run. However, there are some key factors can help an Islamic app or even the conventional app to thrive and grow in the competitive digital landscape. So, of course, it is essential to focus, delivering high quality content, relevant, engaging, and also user friendly. So today we'll be discussing with a very, very, I would say, expert in terms of application. He's been very, very profoundly in the industry, developing apps. And to further delve into this, we are joined with IDE founder Muhammad Izari Yami, co-founder and also director, the Noor app. Assalamualaikum, Izari.
Waalaikumsalam.
Alhamdulillah. I was hoping to get Nilofa, but it's okay. We have our MTech Nilofa here.
On the next one.
Yeah, okay, Alhamdulillah.
Inshallah.
All right. Inshallah. Okay. Zari, perhaps we can start with, what inspired you to create an Islamic app, and what do you think what makes your app unique in the market? Zari.
I think let me share a story a bit on why I started building this app. It all happened somewhere in 2019.
Okay.
I still remember when I wanted to use one of the Muslim app installed on my phone, and basically I had to wait for 10 seconds for the ads to disappear until I can continue using the app. And it wasn't the first time ads appearing every time I wanted to use the app. And I think it's even worse. Sometimes the ads will even show you content that does not follow the Sharia guidelines or suitable to be published in a Muslim app.
Okay.
And I felt that this is a big problem, and most of the Muslim app out there, it only serves the basic purpose of what a Muslim app is supposed to do lah. And with this, I then shared my frustration with my co-founders, and then we decided to take up the challenge and build a Muslim app, that covers not only in one angle, but also offers variety of solutions to Muslim, from prayers to lifestyle needs. So, and when we came up with this idea, we pledged that this app should be given out for free, because it happened in another incident when I wanted to pray in a mosque, and I saw an elderly man sitting in front of me, and he opened up his app and he wanted to look at the next prayer time, that is Asar, if I'm not mistaken. And then he had this intrusive pop-up ads that forced him to look at the ads for 10 seconds. And the most surprisingly is that ad is showing non-Sharia compliant and non-ethical kind of ads. So he had to just wait, and he was so ashamed he had to put his phone down to wait for 10 seconds, and then he can skip. So I was thinking, why is this happening to this elderly man? Probably he's running on a free app, or he did not subscribe to that app. And probably for some people, 5 ringgit a month is expensive. For some people, 5 ringgit is so this strengthens strengthens and it also encourages me to come out and challenge, and also and to build a premium Muslim lifestyle that can solve many Muslims' problem out there.
Okay, thank you so much, Zairi. And when you mentioned about free and also no ads on the, we were actually, before prior the talk show, we were actually talking to our personal experience. Me and Lena were talking. We prefer some, apps which is user friendly and it's also age appropriate because, like for myself, I have an issue with my eyesight. Also, some of the apps it's too small or something. The fonts are too small or too creative, kan? Okay, back to Lena, kan? Perhaps you also can tell me what are the significance of Islamic lifestyle apps in the Islamic digital economy, since we are talking about the light of Islamic digital economy, Lena.
Mm. Okay, so I think I've mentioned in the previous episodes the key pillars that makes up of Malaysia's Islamic digital economy. So apart from Islamic finance, which is Islamic fintech, and then halal, the digitalization of the supply chain, what resonates with the millennials is lifestyle. And as you know, it is the millennials who take technology like fish sticks to water, kan? And they are so pro when it comes to the performance of the applications that's happening now. So we wanted to also focus on technology providers that are actively engaging with these millennials, and Zairi has done a great job in support of propagating the values of Muslim lifestyles. And what I want to give kudos to Zairi is also the collaborations that he has helped support in terms of onboarding other technology providers to make his application a platform UI UX more comprehensive. But I wanted to go back to his earlier storytelling on his history. Not a lot of apps or platforms that when you launch, you already secure an official partner from a bank. And how was
Yeah.
he successful to do that with Bank Islam? Zairi?
Okay, so basically, when we were looking for partners, okay, many partners, I think they don't really partner up with a very, very new company. So we just took the chance, and before even going and approaching all these banks, we had to strengthen our team, the team members, because people normally when they don't know your product, they want to know who is behind this product,
Yeah.
right? Because that's how people gain trust and people have confidence in whatever you are doing or building. So we strengthened the entire team profile. We've got in prominent faces like Dr. Zaharuddin on board. We got
Yeah.
Dr. Daud Bakar, and we got
Yeah.
some industry experts on board. And that's when that is ready, we started knocking doors on banks, on all the banks. Yeah, and surprisingly, and Bank Islam was among the earliest that came to us and said, yeah, why not, let's explore. And basically it was a first trial experience working with the bank, and at that point of time we do not know what we can do with Bank Islam. So
Oh,
at that point we did not know, so we were just exploring. Probably we can just showcase their products, their financial services, that's all. Now after a year running it, we understand what we can do. And for the
Yeah.
second year, we've already got in Al Rajihi Bank, and I
Yeah.
think everyone knows Al Rajihi Bank is one of the biggest and largest Islamic bank in the world. And I think it's an honor for us, because for every contract or every slot that we work with banks is a limited time for 1 year. Yeah. So that's when we decide whichever banks that would love to work with us, they can come and and talk to us. Yeah. And with Al Rajihi, we already understand because we have learned from the experience working with Bank Islam. And during the early days when we approached Bank Islam liked the entire idea. They love what we are doing, and they strongly believe that this product and this app can really help Muslims out there.
Wow. Okay. All right. I also would like to ask Mr. Zari, because out of curiosity, how was the experience getting Nalofa as the founder? How was it? I understand you had to pitch to her, and how was she intrigued over the Noor, besides Bank
Uh,
Islam?
okay. So basically, I know how hard it is to go to market. And when you are talking about going to market, it's always about deep pockets. It's always about spending money. The more you spend, the more people know about you. But that is only when you spend. Okay, and building a brand is not easy. That's the toughest thing. I think many people can build product, can build quality and great product, but it's not about just building a product, but it's
Yeah.
about reaching them to the market. That's the
Yeah.
hardest part. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I had this idea, I was saying that I'm not going through building this like how I built my other startups, right? It's not easy. So I said to myself that I need some heavy duty influencer that can really help me and assist me to really push, but not just to be a brand ambassador, but to also involve and be fully hearted in this project. So
Yeah.
we had few names in mind, and Nilofa was one of it. And to get to have the meeting with Nilofa, it took me at least I think 6 months to get my first
Wow.
meeting with Nilofa.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so
And what
this
happens?
idea,
Yeah.
because this idea came somewhere in 2019, right?
Okay.
And then 2020 May, after I think during the first PKP, I think after the first lockdown, yeah. At that time, I think we met Nelofa, and I throw out this entire idea, and I was telling the entire vision where we will go in the next 5 years, 6 years, and what's the vision and mission. It's not only for the dunya but also for akhirah, so we can really build this and be a very successful Muslim company that helps a lot of other Muslims out there. So when she got this entire story, and I believe it's not only me who approached Nilofa. There's so many people out there approached Nilofa with
Yeah.
many ideas, right? So, and it was a shocking thing for me at that point of time, because that was the first time I'm engaged with an artist, to get an artist or celebrity to join me in my startup journey. And the answer that was given by Nilofa, you give me 2 weeks, I need to perform istikharah, and I
Wow.
need to, yeah, because every decision that she makes to partner up with anybody, she needs to really think about it. She needs
Yeah.
to really understand what is she going into. And I think yeah, it's fair, and we've given her 2 weeks, and after 2 weeks she messaged, she said yes, alhamdulillah, I think I'm in.
Alhamdulillah. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Alhamdulillah.
that's when we formed the company. We did our first fundraising, and we closed the fundraising in less than a month. And once our fundraising was closed, we started everything in August. And we had only 4 months because we wanted to launch the app in 2021 January. So we
Ah.
launched iOS version first. And then
Yeah.
without Android, and so many people complain, this app is only for Kayangan. This app does not support Android. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I did, that was the most extraordinary experience when I built an app, and that app goes to the top chart, beating Facebook app, Google Gmail app on Apple App Store for 3 months consecutive. It's like every day you'll see the Noor is on the top charts under free apps.
Wow, Masya Allah. Okay, and after that, how did Niloufar said, and he said yes, and how is she proactive in your developing the content, or did she give any ideas in your user experience or anything?
Yeah, definitely. Because when we were building this, before we even came up with the entire idea, we sit down and brainstorm, and Nilofa was heavily involved in all this
Yeah.
discussion. Yeah, because I wanted that this celebrity that's going to join should be a CEO resident. Even he or she cannot be a full-time CEO, but they can be a CEO resident, giving out advice, giving out, they are sharing their experience in how they penetrate the market, how they build their name throughout their journey. So
Yeah.
Nilofa plays an important role, yeah, basically in guiding us as well, and in also to tell what she feels that is most needed in the app. And yeah, all the discussions in terms of building the app, Nilofa was heavily involved. The three co-founders, we were very um, uh, you know uh,
Proactive.
proactive, yeah.
Proactive. Yeah. So
Okay.
if I can
All
add
right.
to that, Shil,
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
if I can add to that, so we were talking about apps, right,
Yeah.
Zairi? And
Yeah.
when I engage with all the other founders as well, there are specific key elements that potentially could help support the success, sustainability of that. So I'm just going to quickly run through those. For it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 key ingredients, and then you tell me how you have managed to successfully entrench the NOR in support of hitting high scores on each of those 5 elements. Number one is
Yeah.
data analysis. So I mean the short form is DADPC, data analysis, automation, digital content, and they've got personalization as well as collaboration. So starting with data analysis, a lot of our founders have the need to have this collection of data, because once this data is collected of either the B2B or the B2Cs, then you can start creating specific products and services that you could potentially bundle or cross-sell, right?
Yeah.
Then of course you've got the automation. So I love the fact that the NOR has incorporated payment schemes as well, because you want to try to reach out to as many B40s, also the underserved and unserved also to support, right? And in
Yeah.
buying products and services which is halal. So I think that's great. And then of course you've got the digital platform. So digital platform is your UI UX lah, your user interface, user experience. Okay. No adverts kalau boleh at all because I also find it very irritating when I want to baca my Yasin. I have to wait 10
Yeah.
seconds everything comes up, right? So yeah. Okay, so DAP. So the next one is of course your personalization. How have you able to connect to your users? Because the one thing that the feedback that we get from the general public is the millennials, but what about the older generations? You know how the older generations still prefer that human touch, which is why they still go to the bank counters, because you've got the girls and the assistants to tanya this pakcik, makcik, what can I do for you? So how have you been able to also curate that personalization touch into your app? And then of course finally the collaborations. Over to you.
Okay. So several key factors I think that basically has helped when we were building this to stand out and attract users. I think number one, we should know why we build this app. We should know that we need to provide quality contents. Yeah, quality content. The app should be able to provide informative and also engaging content that users find it useful and relevant, especially as a Muslim. I think the most visited info in the app is the prayer time, no doubt.
Yeah.
Prayer time, then comes the kiblat. Yeah, and
And the buka
therefore,
puasa time.
yeah, basically
Okay.
not only for buka puasa, I think every day that was that prayer section page is the highest page of all time. Yeah,
Ah.
then people normally look for a kiblat. Yeah, and also nearest mosque. That is why we bundle it. So I think in terms of to ensure that you attract users, you should provide quality content, and then you should make sure it's very very informative, and it's the most important thing. It should be accurate, up to date, and and have a very clear understanding of what you want to tell them, what you want to teach them, what you want to guide them in terms of Islamic practices. And then I think user experience also plays a very, very important role, okay, where the app should be really well designed and should be very user friendly for users to navigate. Yeah. So users, when they want to access the app, they should be able to access the app's features and functionalities with ease, yeah, without having to learn or ask people. So when we build this, I think we've experienced, or we've gone through a series of designing this user experience journey many times, and I think now it's the latest version that we have fine-tuned and we have learned from our mistakes, yeah, and to make the apps more appealing and attractive, and make it more understandable by who is using by everyone, yeah. Then when you talk about personalization feature, I think we are trying our best to make sure the app is very sticky, And when people open up the app, they should feel like they are attached to the app, that the app understands them, that the app listens and try its very best to help these users, right? So, for
Yeah.
example, we are building something like speech to text or text to speech. Like when you register, it will be able to pronounce your name, Muhammad Izari Yamin. It's now time to
Okay.
perform Maghrib prayers. So something like
Wow.
that. Yeah. So this is just to ensure that people feel very close to the app. This is more towards personalization. Yeah. So when we look at the app analytics, we have our data scientist team. They look at the Quran, and they see the in terms of hits, in terms of stats. Quran, or the translation of the Quran, has the highest hits, and also the Quran audio has the highest hits, apart from the prayer time. So
Okay.
we see that we need to have this personalization feature where people can do their own settings. They can do more and put in more power controls onto it. Yeah. So I think personalization is also plays an important factor. And I think the app also should have some social interaction, among users, where it will allow them to connect with, with other people, and they can also listen to other people reciting the Quran. So therefore, when we build the AI smart checker, I think this is one of the biggest thing that we've built. The AI Quran smart checker. You can recite any verse of the Quran and any ayah, any surah. It will tell you which verse, which ayah, which number, and if there's any missing words, any extra words, any incorrect words, it will tell you, and it will tell you how's your accuracy level in all your recitation. So
Wow.
this is where we have built, and I think I just want to run through a very short demo, if you don't mind, uh, how this Quran checker works. Okay, so
Okay.
it's basically an app like this. So normally when people get into their car, they will normally read a very common doa. That is doa naik kenderaan. Okay, but most of the people, they do not know where this doa came from, whether it's
Mm.
sahih or not sahih, or whether it's
Yeah.
from the Quran or not. Yeah. So I'm just going to do a simple demo. Subhanallazi sakhkhara lana hadza wa ma kunna lahu mukrinin wa inna ila rabbina lamunqalibun. Okay. Okay, so accuracy is 100%. Then it tells you that this surah comes from Az-Zukhruf 13 to
Wow.
14. Okay, and then there's some miswords because I did not read the first ayah in Surah Az-Zukhruf in the ayah of 13. I started from ayah 13, but from the center. So it tells me there's no extra words, there's no incorrect words. And to make this more interactive, we have also created a scoreboard, okay, where you can listen to other people's voice recording or recitation, and
Recitation. Yeah.
you can learn from other people as well. So I think personalization, social interaction should always be part of the app when you're building an app. Yeah.
Yes.
And also the most important thing, I think, accessibility. The app should be accessible to all users of all ages, backgrounds, and levels of knowledge. Yeah. So it can be used by even our parents, our elderly people, kids. That when they use the app, they know what to do and how to do, and what they can get from the app. And I think the most important thing is the innovation, that the app should offer a unique innovation feature that is set apart from the other Islamic app in the market, because you want to differentiate yourself. You
Correct.
do not want to be a me too, like the other app has already been doing for many years. So you want to be something different, something that can touch people's heart, something that can really change people in terms of how they embrace the Islamic lifestyle every day. So now we want to take this to the next journey. We want to tell people, hey, this app can really help you, and tell you how you are performing in your prayers, because uh, we've built analytics for your prayer tracking. That means
Yeah.
every time you pray, we can tell you how many calories you burn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, because we have, if you're running the app on iPhone, you will get as well
Oh,
on
okay.
your Apple Watch. Okay, so every time you pray, we will be able to tell you how many sessions you pray for each session, how many calories you burn, and how many times you pray in a day. So this is some of the
Reminder.
analytics. This is some of the analytics that
I'm going to do my solar sunnah a lot of times so that I can burn calories.
yeah,
Kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Okay.
yeah. So this is some of the analytics that we are building, and we want to make sure people can also understand how they are performing as a Muslim. That is why when we built this app, we have planned precisely that means when we build this app, we know that this app is built with purpose. It's not just building an app because I want to build an app, but it's built with purpose. Like, we tell people the importance of zakat. You need to keep track of your zakat payment for those who are eligible to pay. And we talk about will writing, because many people, they forget about will writing, when actually it's uh, a must based on Sahih Bukhari. If you have anything to bequest, not let 2 nights pass without writing a will about it. It's recorded in Sahih Bukhari. That means if you have anything to bequest, you cannot wait for 2 nights to pass without writing a will. That means a will
Yeah.
is not
Yeah.
permissible. Yeah, it's really highly recommended for you to write it. So we want to encourage people. We want to tell people what Islam is all about. And when we share hadith quotes from the hadith, we always ensure that the hadith that we share is always authentic, and we give every references that so that people can also cross check. So I think that's part of the
The,
innovation and what we have done so
the,
far.
the collaboration. So who have you collaborated with? With my IDE founders, MDEX IDE founders on the wheel creation?
Yeah, we have collaborated with Create Wheels.
Yes.
Yeah, we
Okay.
create wheels, and then we have Abler. We have what else? We have
So
I think we
Abler
have
is also one of our IDE companies. They started from Singapore and then they entered into Malaysia last year. So they are actively
Mm.
also pursuing Sharia compliant products and services. Yeah. So Zairi, please do see how you can further connect the dots in terms of facilitating more collaborations initiatives among all the MDEC founders within the IDE space.
Yeah, inshallah, inshallah.
Okay,
Inshallah.
coming back to content, Zari, I'm just going to ask you a question. How do you ensure that the content you provide, is accurate, authentic, especially authentic and relevant to the, like as you mentioned, the diverse needs, it's age appropriate, and the interests of not only Muslims in Malaysia, maybe around the world.
Okay, so I think in terms of content for Islamic related matters is always very, very sensitive. Number
Yeah.
one, we have many school of thoughts. So how do we ensure that when we share something, information that is received by our users will be digested in a proper way, and will be digested so that people understand, so that people trust the source that we shared with them. So what we did is that the first thing that we did is that we have set up a vetting and approval board members. Okay, so we have a standard guideline, what can be shared, from where can we take resources, and what kind of data that we can give out as a part of the learning tools or learning assistance that we are giving out to all the users. So I think the first thing that we have done is to set up the vetting and approval board members, and we also get advice from our senior board of advisors, like from Tan Sri Daud Bakar, from Dr. Zaharuddin, from the religious attaché of Saudi Arabia, and many more. So we regularly keep up with them, and we ask them for guidance, and how do we ensure that all the data, all the things that we are going to share is okay, and it's accurate. Yeah, and to ensure also not to forget that people do have different school of thoughts, to be
Yeah.
to harmonize them. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Zairi, say from content, let's go into the user experience and the interface design in your apps. Why purple and pink? And is there a reason behind it? And
Okay.
tell me more about the logo for everyone's. The Noor is actually, kalau terbalikkan in Jawi, is actually the Noor in Jawi, right?
Noon
Can you
wow
explain?
raw.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So basically, when we wanted to come out with the logo ideation, we had so
yeah.
many type of logos. And at one fine day, I think this logo also it took me. I designed the logo, by the way. Okay,
Oh, okay. Fantastic.
yeah. So I think it took me almost 8 days for me to come out with that logo. So
All
I've
right.
came out with I think close to 80 to 90 logos, and most of it it does not suit to my it does not meet my satisfaction
Distinct.
level. Yeah.
Okay, okay. All
So
right.
that is one in terms of the logo. So we decided to go with font type logo. And when I was drawing it, sketching it, I think, oh, this one, if you turn upside down, it still resembles in Jawi. Noon
Yeah.
Wow Raw, more or less, it looks like Noon Wow Raw. So I think, okay, let's try this out. And I shared this idea with Nilofa and my other co-founder, Datuk Haji Tajuddin, and yeah, they love this logo. And we've also asked few people, people's opinion, and most of them love this logo. And that's, I think, therefore, I think we decided to just stick with this logo. And in terms of the colors, yeah, because I think many people when they talk about Muslim app is always the same green.
Green. Yes. It's
Uh,
always
it's,
that
all,
green.
it's
Yes.
always that green, and it's always the kuba of the masjid.
Agree. Or it's either a sword or something. Yes, agree to
Yeah,
that.
yeah, or a star and the moon.
Yes,
So
correct.
basically, if people who understand Islam is not tied to any logo. Islam is not tied. Islam is a religion that stands on its own. It does not tie to any color. It does not tie to any logo. It should be free. Yeah. So when we want to break this kind of stereotype, we want to go something that is different. So when you see this app, okay, you see, oh, this app is not like those normal Muslim app, the other Muslim
Yeah.
app that is always green. So these are the stereotypes that is commonly, being exercised in the market, and we want to break through that barrier by changing some things like the logo type, like the colors. So we want to have more vibrant and more,
Modern, I would
friendly
say.
colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Zairi, I think another key thing or point that we would also like to highlight was your fundraising exercise. So can you share the difficulties and the challenges that you've had, lessons learned from the experience? And Alhamdulillah, I know it was oversubscribed and you collaborated with ITIS.
Yeah. So basically, that was the second round of fundraising. We've done 2 rounds so far. The first round was the angel round that we've done, and then with Etis is the ECF round. So both has its own challenges. To fundraise is not easy because this is dealing with people's money, and people need to really be confident with what you're building. They need to be confident not only in the product but also in the team members. They must have trust. They must follow their gut feeling. Okay, I'm going to invest in this guy. I'm going to invest in this product and these services because I believe that they will really achieve. But having said that, not to say that people who invest, people who has invested in some startups and startups fail, not to say that entrepreneurs should not be allowed to fail. Entrepreneurs should be allowed to fail, but they must know why they fail. It's not just about failing, but they must understand so that the next time when they come up and do a new app, they will understand the entire process of fundraising and what to do so that they will not fail again. So understanding this, I've done my first fundraising. Alhamdulillah, we closed in 1 month, and we only won 1 million, but we close to 2 million. Our first fundraising, and then we did our ECF round. We wanted 1 million, but we've closed 1.7 million. Alhamdulillah, and I think doing this exercise, it opens up more doors. Sometimes if people do not want to invest, people will help you to connect to partners, various kind of partners. So normally if people, when they talk to you, and probably it's not their appetite. So sometimes we understand, but they are people where when it's not within their appetite, but they will basically help and assist you connect to many other partners out there. So that's what happened to the Noor, and while we were fundraising, it is 2 rounds. Yeah. So in terms of how hard, how easy, I think it's endurance lah. It's
Yes.
persistence and endurance. Yeah.
Tenacity and discipline, right? Yes.
Yeah, and because you will have to pitch the same thing every day, you'll get boring. But the people who are hearing it, it's their first time hearing it. But you
Yeah.
will need the energy. You will need you need the adrenaline rush.
Enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Enthusiasm. Now you know how I feel. Jual hari-hari.
Okay, speaking to, today's topic is the light of Islamic digital economy. Well, Lena, perhaps you can also furnish us, how do we entice such initiatives to promote, and also, like I mentioned, entice more founders to be part of IDE ecosystem, and of course, having the Noor as the benchmark.
Okay, so I think we are blessed with a very thriving ecosystem for Islamic finance as well as economy. So Alhamdulillah, we were also given the number one spot for Islamic fintech for 2022. For 2021, we're hoping to sustain that positioning as we move into 2023 further. So among the amplification that's happening across, naturally with the regulators, SC and Bernegara, there's a natural tendency for them to look at the finance bit, right? But what about lifestyle? Because lifestyle has got a lot of prominence because you're touching the millennials and the generations across. So apart from Zairi, you also have Durio, the animation for children's applications in terms of their learning. So you've got Didi and Hana that was launched recently by Durio. So I understand that Zairi, you have been speaking to other applications that also promotes on Muslims lifestyle juga kan?
Yeah. We have been speaking to some startup founders. I think that we've been also speaking to Durio to also promote and push their content in our app under the Noor Kids. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
The notes. Yeah. So it's this collaboration of sorts. But I wanted to just explore with you. In the other international markets, I don't really hear a lot of lifestyle apps that's happening so much. Maybe you could give us some visibility on that.
Okay.
Zairi?
Yeah, sure. Because when people build an app, number one is the cost. The cost to build an app is not cheap and it's not fast. So these two things, you want it fast, you have to spend more, double up, triple up, or even pay 5 times more. If you want to go on a normal organic growth in terms of building the tech app, you can do it, but it will be slower and it will be slightly cheaper. Not to say cheaper, it's still expensive because you're building an app, right? So therefore, when people who are going into this segment, they want to build a lifestyle app, they have to understand many things in terms of not only the technology, but also to get in and gather partners on board, the suitable partners. These are some of the challenges I think that people might face if they were to build a lifestyle app. Compare if you were just to build a Islamic purely educational app. So I think when you have lifestyle, you have many other things. You have financial services, you have you have the Islamic section. So you have variety. So and I think it's not really easy. That is why that's the main reason not many players are willing to come in this area and build lifestyle apps, Muslim lifestyle apps. Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying that you offer a very niche value proposition to the Muslims. I know when I first spoke to you, you wanted to become the app, the super app for all Muslims globally. So what is your latest statistics and the next phase of growth? How are you going to continue this rising tandem that the Noor is seeing? moving
Yeah.
forward?
So right now, I think in terms of users, we have approximately 290,000 daily active users.
Wow.
Yeah. So with this number, I think and it's growing. We grow from a steadily of 180 to 220, and now it's steadily at 290,000 every day. So when the more users we have, the more we need to pay our servers, right?
Okay.
So
What about downloads? How many
Yeah.
downloads?
How many downloads? Yeah.
Downloads for iOS is higher compared to Android because we launched our iOS first, so it's close
Okay.
to 5.2 million,
Oh,
Both.
wow.
Both.
both, yeah, combined.
Okay.
Because we also consider people who uninstall or due to crash, due to incompatibility. So we also consider that, and we have looked at the number of uninstallation, and the latest would be around 5.2 to 5.3 here.
Okay. All right. So active users is a more accurate number in terms of those
Yeah,
wanting to cross sell products and services. So selain
yeah,
daripada apart from the times for prayers, which one is the nearest
Keep,
mosque?
yeah, keep
What
blind prayer. Yeah.
what else do we have on the app?
Yeah. I was browsing through. Will you have an e-commerce within the apps?
yeah. We have an
Will
e-commerce
you have?
section.
I mean,
We already have.
it's already. Oh, it's already have. Okay.
Yeah. So it's called Nur Commerce under the app.
Ah.
So
Okay.
basically, we have many features here, and the main core is the one that we focus more, because people download the Nur app not to go for e-commerce. People download the Nur app not to buy takaful. People download the Nur app not to
No.
pay for
Yeah.
will writing. No, the main reason people download the Nur app is for the core features that we provide: the prayer
Yes.
time, the
Yeah.
Quran, the
Yeah,
Hadith,
hafazan.
and the Hafazan, the AI checker, and the audio from various reciters. So this is the
Yeah.
main core reason why people download the app. So therefore, in terms of strengthening and upgrading, we always upgrade these core features first. These
Okay,
core
good.
features should be always tip top and should be up to par every day. Yeah.
Okay.
So on top of that, when we have active users, because we have a very good section of the Quran, the Mus'haf, the translation of the Quran, the audio, so we know that we have a very stable in terms of our audience that's coming in daily. So we can then bermuamalah. We can then offer variety of services, other services. We can offer takaful. We can
Mm.
offer personal financing, Islamic financing from the banks. We can offer travel offering. We can offer them through the e-commerce section. So this e-commerce section that we've built is basically not to fight any e-commerce platform out there, but it's meant to be a Muslim-centric, focused e-commerce platform. That means when you shop here, you know it's halalan toiban, and it's because we have a team of people who vets through these merchants. Yeah, they should ensure that items, the goods are all halal based, and it's not only for Malaysians to come in and sell, but the main idea is to also allow sellers from Dubai, sellers from Turkey, sellers from Indonesia, and because this Muslim has users worldwide. Even for now, the highest number of users is coming from Malaysia and Singapore, and we also have users in Indonesia and Australia, in UK, in US, and I can tell you roughly in US alone is close to 80,000 users. Yeah, and in Australia, more or less, it's around 50 to 45,000. Yeah. So these are some of the numbers that we think that we would want to increase, and we want to have more international brand presence. Therefore, we've created more localized content, more localized currency that people can also perform or do on the app. So if you look at the e-commerce, we are now supporting two currencies, that is USD for general or MYR. And we are also we have also partnered up with Indonesia because we want to launch in Indonesia. And we will be launching probably soon, once the new app is ready by next month. we will be available in Indonesia fully with all the Indonesian language, and people can be paying zakat in Indonesia and also doing the donation in Indonesia.
Congratulations.
Wow.
And one
Don't
of the
forget
best
to
things,
invite us.
inshallah, inshallah. And one of the best things is that when we talk to the European counterpart, we have also been selected by the officials in Turkey with HAM Group to appoint the Noor as the official zakat and wakaf collector in Turkey.
Fantastic.
Mashallah.
Congratulations.
Okay.
So we will be also rolling out that after Raya, inshallah.
Potentially, are you also working with Wahid Invest
I
and
think
their digital
we have,
bank in UK?
yeah, I think we had some initial talks, and I think I have to check what's the status of it lah.
Okay, Ken. So MDEC will facilitate.
Inshallah.
Okay. All right. Talking about more on the features and what are the key highlights of Nunur. Perhaps you can also why is it important? Number one, feedbacks. And also fostering community building. Yeah, as you mentioned, it's a sticky. You need to. It's a go-to apps. Like let's say you have these apps while you are driving. You have these apps while you feel lonely or something like that. Why is it important of these strategies you use to ensure that users or subscribers stay connected and motivated?
Okay. I think to ensure to encourage users use the app more often, that I think we should always create a very good content so that people can always share this content, and people they feel good sharing things that they know is from a trusted source. Yeah. So I think to encourage user to always come and also share and do good deeds, I think that's one of the main pillars in what we are doing here in the Noor. And then we also utilize a lot of these push notifications, yeah, and people love that, yeah. So we want people to feel that they are not left alone. They are always being very close to the app. And the next round, what we are going to do is to understand their behavior and send related push notification according to their performance of their activities. And we will tell them what you should do. Like, let's say they are quite active in doing this and that, we will tell you should drink water and eat kurma for like 7 biji kurma, so those kind of things. We will
Some reminders. Okay.
yeah. So these are some of the things that we are also planning to have in the pipeline, yeah, to really understand the behavior of the users and to make sure that they feel really attached and feel really comfortable using the app. And I think with these strategies, I think we can see that we will have impact in terms of growing the user base, inshallah.
Inshallah. Okay. Lena, any questions to Zari?
So we look forward to see what else is in store for the Noor. I mean, seeing how you've developed it to be quite comprehensive. I mean, who would have thought, right? That if you just read it and then there'll be an application or analysis to tell you betul kebacaan you and whether make it better. So we are super excited to see what the next new things that will be featured on the app, and we wish you the very, very, very success, and hope to see how we can collaborate further in support of scaling the Noor to international level. Manalah tahu, insyaAllah one day they could potentially be the first Sharia unicorn.
Yeah.
Inshallah,
Inshallah.
Amin.
Ameen. Okay. All right. With that, thank you so much, Izari, for being with us, and congratulations on your apps and future undertakings. And also, we're looking forward for your launch in Indonesia. Well, that's all we have for today's episode. I would like to say Ramadan Mubarak to all of you. Thank you, Lena, for co-hosting on our sixth episode. Okay. So we somehow already negotiate with also with Izari. He's saying that, okay, we can have a banner link with the Tech, so perhaps we can have anybody who wants to watch the previous episode, we can have a link or a banner or small banner kecil je pun tak apa.
Yes.
in the Noor eyes, inshallah.
And
Yeah.
also, hopefully, Zari will be able to bring in Nilofa as well, right?
Yeah,
To
Yeah,
have more
inshallah.
inshallah,
Yeah,
power
inshallah.
in
yeah,
support.
inshallah.
I will love
Inshallah.
that. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Okay. That's all we have for today's episode. I'm really, really excited for the Noor and, of course, with all the founders and IDE and the halal ecosystem. Looking forward for the seventh episode. Tujuh, tujuh is a very good number, Lena. And also for all of the viewers, be sure to register as a HIP member, hip.hdcglobal.com. And for that, I would like to say Assalamualaikum and thank you. Jazakallah here to Zairi and also to Lena. Alhamdulillah. Thank you.
Thank you, Zairi, Syilda. Catch you at the next session. Assalamualaikum.
Inshallah.
Waalaikumsalam.
Hello there, Halal Integrated Platform or HIP, powered by Halal Development Corporation, is a networking platform that connects to global halal ecosystem, equipping your business with a competitive edge. As a HIP member, you can engage internal HDC stakeholders and external strategic partners within the halal industry. So, what do you get as a HIP member? Here you go. You get financial facility, market access, human capital development, business capability development, and halal industry support and facilitation. How does industry players can utilize HIP? As a buyer, you can search halal products through our HIP database. As a service provider or financial institution, you can engage with halal industry players. For government agencies, you can offer initiatives and programs. Hey, venture capitalists and investors can also seek for unlisted company to invest. For halal professionals, you can access our database for halal ingredient sourcing. Finally, manufacturers and sellers, join us to promote your products and get connected to global supply chain. What are you waiting for? Join us for free as HIP member. Enjoy opportunities and exclusive access and increase visibility in halal industry. Let's go!
Malaysia's digital journey began more than 2 decades ago when MSC Malaysia was set up to transform the country into a knowledge-based economy. Since then, MSC Malaysia has contributed immensely towards the growth of the nation's digital economy. Our next step is to take the digital transformation from the corridor to the world. Introducing Malaysia Digital, a strategic initiative which will empower the rakyat, businesses and foreign investments. Malaysia Digital will also elevate the participation of Malaysians and local businesses in revolutionizing the world's digital economy. Malaysia Digital opens doors for Malaysians by providing equitable access to digital tools, knowledge and income opportunities. It offers new business opportunities and growth through a supportive digital ecosystem. It also provides flexible and agile investment facilitation to make the country investment friendly. The goal is to drive the digital ecosystem and develop the digital economy to a stage where it contributes at least 25.5% of our GDP and creates 500,000 jobs by 2025.
Malaysia Digital will galvanize public-private partnerships to accelerate the growth of our digital economy and drive positive transformation that ultimately benefit the rakyat, businesses, investors, and also the whole nation.
Establishing Malaysia into a digital nation, one with more adept, stronger and resilient economy, society, and governance. Stepping into tomorrow's digital future today.
Can you see the light? Can you see it shining?